We're live! Sorry, I wasn't really paying attention to the time. Lots going on today. Welcome to the live stream. If you're joining me live, say hello in the comments, give it a thumbs up. That's always appreciated. If you're watching the recording, hello recorded people. Welcome to Adorama TV. I'm Gavin Hoey. I'm one of the presenters right here on Adorama. And today we're going to be doing, well, it's really simple because it's single Speedlight portraits. So as far as my gear list goes, which you'll find in the video description, it's pretty much simple and straightforward. What's not simple and straightforward is the photography bit, so that's what we're going to focus on. But I'm not doing this on my own because you can see them and you can probably hear them in the background. I've got Freya on the Super Switcher, Sam on the comments.
Hey! Hey everyone, how's everyone doing? It's a very rainy day here in the UK. So we've had summer, it seems, and we're into the rain season. Would you like to know where everyone's from?
I'd love to know where every single person.
That may take a while.
Alphabetical.
That's just too much. I'm just going to call out a few. So we've got Germany. We've got, all I can see is Germany now. It's
just Germany?
Yeah, Austria, so close by.
Close.
Clacton-on-Sea. I've never been, I'd like to go. We've got Sweden, South Africa, we've got Florida, Mexico. I saw Czech Republic here, I haven't seen before. Kuwait, we've got New York, Austria, Gloucester. Yeah, we've got loads of people
That's like
here.
four different continents. You just
just skipping through everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay.
I love it. I love seeing where everyone's from.
Mad, absolutely mad. Thank you for joining me. Really appreciate that. We've got lots to get through, so I think we should crack on. But this is live, so if you are watching the live and you've got a question that's relevant to what we're doing, stick it in the chat and Sam will fire over the sort of relevant questions as we're going along. If you're watching the recording, then you can put your comments and questions down in the chat, and we'll try it in the comments, and we'll try and get around to as many as we can. Right, now, obviously I can't do this on my own, and we do have an awesome model. Of course, we've got the amazing Chloe. Give it up for Chloe. Whoa! You'll find Chloe's Instagram link in the video description down below as well. If you want to go follow Chloe, that would be smashing. Right, okay, shall we get cracking? Shall we actually see what we can do with a camera? So I've got a camera. I've got an amazing model. Surely the rest should be easy. Well, single Speedlight is what we're working with, and I'm going to go through a couple of different ways of using it. We're going to start with it on camera, but I'm not going to do that for long because it's more interesting to get it off camera. Yeah. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We'll start there and then we'll get the Speedlight off camera. But throughout this entire session, the only light is going to be a single Speedlight. So the first thing I need to do is what? To make sure that my only light is a single Speedlight. You know, this is Adorama TV audience. They know, don't they? They know. So let's set my camera up whilst people are typing, because you guys are about 30 seconds in my past. No, my future? Oh no, don't go down that rabbit hole. That's really bad. I'm going to set my camera up. I'm going to go for manual mode. I'm going to dial in some default settings. So I'm going to have a shutter speed of 250th of a second, which is the flash sync speed. Look, I borrowed a camera. Don't get excited. It's not my camera, but I borrowed a camera from Sony. Thank you, Sony. Much appreciated that. It goes back next week.
Yeah, they're all on it. No flash, no picture.
No flash, no picture.
Yeah.
So 250th of a second. F5.6, I might change that as we go along. ISO 200, I might have to change that. But at the moment, let's see what we get at those settings. I actually don't know. Quick little test photo. It's going to give me very nearly no flash, no picture, but I suspect, and I'm also tethering into Lightroom, so you have to be very patient. There it is. Yeah, I love you, Adobe, I really do, but Lightroom is not the quickest at tethering, so I have to remember to slow down. So nearly no flash, no picture. We have the brightest video lights in here, but the key is Chloe. No flash, no picture, really on Chloe. I'm happy enough with that. In an ideal world, I'd make it slightly darker, but that will be fine for what we're trying to achieve today.
Question for you.
Already, excellent.
Yeah, Laura asked, could these lighting setups be used for mini sessions, or would you need more lights or studio lights?
Look, you can definitely use these for mini sessions. In fact, the most mini of sessions is get your camera, put a flash on top, and away you go. So starting there is about as mini as it goes. But yeah, this is, I mean, the whole studio is mini. I think a mini session would be a good description of that. We're going to do 4 or 5 different looks. They're all going to be quite short, and I'm going to turn them around quite quickly. Everything says mini, doesn't it? Including the photographer's height. So, your high heels. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so on camera flash, I'm going to use TTL for this. Question, TTL or manual? What is your preference? TTL or manual? Mine's normally manual, but I'm going to use TTL, and I'll explain why in a second. Okay, Chloe, here we go. Quick little test photo just to see what we get. Okay, on camera flash in TTL. Brace yourself. It's coming. It really is. There it is. And that's why. Because, Chloe, go stand against the wall for me. I'm going to go right back over here. I'm going to go the opposite end of my studio. In fact, go in the corner. Corners are fun. Okay. And that's why I like TTL, because I can come in closer. Okay, we can run and gun this. So I'm a manual person usually, but on camera flash, TTL is exceptionally good. So if you need to run and gun, TTL is the way to go. Now, whilst you're typing in either TTL or manual.
Yeah, we've got some answers.
Yep.
So we've got manual. If you're on camera, TTL makes more sense due to the tendency to move the light source as you move. Manual.
Can you circle that one?
TTL, the manual if outside, manual always inside.
Yeah, every single person that types something in is correct. Okay, they're all right. They're absolutely fine. And you don't have to be one or the other. I love manual. I like the slowness, the consistency, the repeatability. But if I'm running and gunning on camera flash, I'm TTL. Okay, what about this? Okay, so you can't do much with on camera flash, but you can modify it a little bit. I've got a little snoot. We can add a little snoot to this. Okay. Pretty good. Awesome. And the snoot just tightens up the beam of light, basically puts a vignette around the edge. I can't go too fast because I'm tethering into Lightroom, and bless it, it's not the quickest in the world.
Have you explained why you're using Lightroom? Because you've had a couple of questions. Okay,
yeah, fair enough. I'm using Lightroom because usually I work with an Olympus OM system camera, and for all of the pluses and minuses of all systems, I have to say OM's is wonderful at tethering. It is the best tethering, and I've tried a few now, that I've come across. Sony is okay, it's pretty good at tethering, but when I try to tether into my usual display software, the super high resolution, 60 million pixels, it couldn't really cope. And even when I turned it down, it looked really weird. So Lightroom can handle it just fine. So basically, it's a software issue at my end caused by temporary camera use. Okay, good question. So that's it works pretty well. We could bounce it. Someone's probably saying, bounce it. Okay, I can get a little bounce card. Bounce it off the ceiling like that. So I'm blocking the flash going forwards onto Chloe, but allowing it to go up onto my ceiling. And again, with TTL, I don't have to worry. I can just let this roll. Okay. It's soft. It's nice. I can come in close. And you can focus on the thing in hand. On camera flash, TTL. You can just let Chloe rock it. Now I know, whoops, okay, hold on. It does this a lot. That's Chloe's arm. There it is. Okay. But it's so simple, so straightforward. I really like it. Now the downside with using on-camera flash with this particular setup compared to what I usually work is it's really, really heavy. And it's kind of like, oh, I mean, I don't know. I'm part of the Red Hand gang as a reference for children of the 80s.
A certain age,
yes.
So
lovely as this is.
did you explain the flash that you're using? I know that everything's in the description.
It is in the description. Look, okay, this is the flash we're using. That's Chloe's face. It wants to focus on that. I don't blame it. Let's put the little light on. Hang on. There we go. That's what I'm using, okay, if that helps. Links in the video description. But it's the one I'm using. It's because it's the only one that I've got with my borrowed camera that has a proper Sony mount. So if you're going to do TTL, you need to have a dedicated flash. It has to be one that is designed for the camera brand that you're using. Right, now I need to be careful. I have a reputation for dropping things and I don't want to drop that because it's not mine. So that's on-camera flash, but off-camera flash is so much more versatile. So I've got the same flash, but now it's off-camera. Still one flash, nothing's going to change. If you're just joining us, we are only using a single Speedlight. We've done the safe, the sensible, the kind of fun, but let's see how much more fun we can be when we get this off-camera. Now, everything from this point on is going to be off-camera flash. If you missed the start, the first thing we did was to take no flash, no picture. My camera settings haven't changed, so that doesn't change. But what I am going to do is, let's come closer, turn the little light on, here we go. Use this. So this is the Flashpoint Nano trigger, or transmitter. It still wants to focus on Chloe. It really loves your face. No, don't apologize. Okay, so this is the Flashpoint R2 Nano, and notice the little S. The S stands for Sony because once again, if you're using a transmitter to remote control your camera, if you want to do TTL, you really need to get a dedicated trigger. It's very hard not to get a dedicated trigger. There are a few that are manual. Okay, so that is a Sony specific one. Okay, let me just turn that light off because that is really bright. There we go. So, does it work? Let's press the little test button. Don't look at the light. It's mostly to me rather than you because I immediately look at the light whenever you say that. Like, don't look at the light. What, that light? Yeah, that light. So I'm going to put the flash up in the corner. Why not? If I take a picture from here, it's pretty much like doing on-camera flash. And we could do TTL. Should we try TTL? Yeah, why not? Let's give it a whirl. Okay.
You've got a question.
Far away.
So David asked, do you prefer the X Pro 2 or the Nano?
X Pro 2. There you go, easy. Much as the Nano is lovely, and it's really much lighter for this setup, all of the things I want, for example, if I want to do a TCM, TTL convert to manual, it's hidden in the menu. I've no idea where in here. So the touch is fine, but I end up using a little wheel on the side. So my personal preference, and maybe it's an age thing, I kind of prefer the tactile buttons, but I really, really appreciate the weight saving that this has. Okay, so that's okay. It kind of works. It's not really my taste. And I can improve the shot by moving, not Chloe, but me. So let's pop it back into manual mode. Let's do a quick little test photo. I'm at 1/16th power. Whenever I'm trying to work out the trial and error side of things, then I want to move it across. Yeah, we have to wait for the laptop to catch up. There we are. I think that's not far off. And we could do a whole series of pictures like that. Or we could modify the light. Let's do some modification of the light. So off-camera flash opens the world of light modifiers to you. On-camera flash, it's sort of limited to things that will fit on. But we could use all sorts of things. And I've got all sorts of things to try as we go through this hour. But I'm going to start with the best, the ultimate. This is the top of the tree of light modifiers. Okay. There we are. That'll work now. Okay, for those that can't see because the light's not on, there it is. Look at that. Okay.
It's
yes.
like you're voguing, Chloe.
Okay. It's the light strainer. For those that are new, if you're new, has anyone never come across the light strainer before? Let me know in the comments if this is your first time seeing the light strainer.
Don't they sell that everywhere?
No. Oh, no, it's falling apart.
It's niche, I think they call it.
Yeah. I did honestly, Flashpoint reached out to me after we used it on a live stream last time and said, we can help you if you want to get that to market. So that was really nice. And then I found out they were actually trying to open like a furniture department of Adorama or something. So I don't know why. Homeware department. That's Adorama are not opening a homeware department.
So Al Howard said, add the magnetic barn doors, grid or snoot to create a vine of light illumination on the wall.
Ooh.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. A vine of light. I've never heard of a vine of light. Yeah. If you can give your lighting fancy names, you can definitely charge more. That's got to be a thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like a thing. All right, so let's get this up in the picture. Let's move it back here. It is quite a thirsty light modifier in as much as it really absorbs light. It's like it's mostly black with just a few holes in. Okay, do we have any new light strainer people?
We do. We have a lot of new light strainer people.
Hello, new people. The light strainer available. Yeah. Where is it? There it is. The light strainer.
Heard. Yeah.
Never heard of the light strainer before?
No.
Oh.
Where can you buy them, please?
Well, very few
First
places.
time.
Honestly, you can go in every camera store and they're out of stock. You're never going to find them in a camera store. You might find them in a homeware store. Yeah. Have a look in the kitchen department. They misplace them. You often find that. They should be in the photography department, but they're in the kitchen cutlery department. I don't understand it either.
Kim said it's just a utensil pot. I feel like that's doing it a disservice.
Just. Okay, could a utensil pot do this? It's a big, bold statement. Let's find out, shall we? Okay, yeah. Hang on, wait for it. Oh, hang on, I've got to swap over my cameras. My laptop's decided to jump back because it does that. And press that button. There we go. Yeah, can it do that? I don't think your cutlery strainer is going to do that. You need the light strainer for that, clearly. Okay, let's take a couple of photos. And then we'll introduce you to the Light Strainer Pro. Oh. So it's very hard light. This is not going to be soft, shadowless light. This is definitely light with intention. And it kind of works nicely. Okay, you want to see the Light Strainer Pro? Okay. The Light Strainer Pro, it's a prototype. It hasn't quite got to full fruition yet. But this is the Light Strainer Pro. It's basically the same as the Light Strainer, but without the bungee cords. Okay, any questions? Are we good? Yeah, it's you know, if you're going to buy one, then you might as well, you know. The Pro is twice the price, I found. So just bear that in mind. You need to point it at Chloe. That's quite important. Chloe, is that sort of pointing at you? Yeah. Okay. Let's have a go. The nice thing about having the delay on Lightroom is I can actually tell Freya not to put this on if it doesn't work. Oh, and I really need to punch up the power. Hang on.
You can tell me, but I can't promise anything.
Okay. Yeah, you can put that on when it comes up. That's okay. That's a winner. Okay, here it comes. Ooh, Light Strainer Pro.
Wow, that's really cool.
Let's give it a twist.
So Julio said Light Strainer Pro Max.
Pro Max.
Oh, love it.
You've lined them up perfectly with each other.
Have I lined them up absolutely perfect? Okay. Let's see if I really have. I pretty much have, but the nice thing about the Light Strainer Pro Max is that you can adjust it, and although it looks like it's lined up absolutely perfect, you're going to get a different appearance every single
So
time.
a really good idea from James. Wonder if you could glue some magnets to the lip of the strainer.
I mean, you could. You know, I don't think magnetic attachments are going to catch on. They're definitely a fad, aren't they? They're brilliant magnetic attachments. But I'm going to do it and then claim it as my own idea. Okay, this is pretty good. Last one, and then we'll move on to something else because we've got a lot to get through. Full power, maximum power. In fact, let's just chuck on a little bit of a filter. I've got a little filter effect. I've been playing around with the Sony's effects, so I quite like having a slightly tinted look to it, which is what we're going to add with this one. I think that kind of looks quite nice. So that is off-camera flash using not really any modifiers other than things you can scrounge from the kitchen. But what if you want to do something a little bit better? Because that's fun. But if you want to actually spend some money, some real money, and Speedlights are your only light source, there are some softboxes that are specifically designed for Speedlight use, such as the Glow Hexapop 24-inch, which is a softbox I absolutely love. I love it for two reasons. The first reason is that, okay, it's really quick to put together. And the second one is it is so light. It weighs, I mean, Chloe, just tell them how light that is.
It's very light.
Hey, see? Thank you very much. QVC, a career awaits for you. Okay, so it attaches onto the same little connector that I'm using for my flash. Really, really simple system. It's not the cheapest softbox that I own, but it's one that I use a lot, and it's really well made. So we could just leave it where it was. Might as well, as it's there. I've got nothing to lose. Let's guess 1/8 power. Let's try that. Oh, it's in black and white mode. How did that happen? Okay, and it's kind of nice. I'll pop it on the screen in a second. Hang on. Whoops. There we go. Lightroom's caught up. And it's kind of nice. It gives a nice soft light. There's a definite shadow, but the edges of the shadow are soft and fluffy, and that's what we call soft light. Edges that are sharp and edgy are hard light. But that's not really how I'm likely to use this sort of softbox. Have a seat. Yes, you're in the shot. There you go. Let's do some classic lighting instead, because a single Speedlight, it can do the creative stuff, the fun stuff, but you also want it to be able to do the safe and sensible stuff. A single light, if that's all you've got, it has to be a versatile light. Can this little Speedlight do it? Yeah, it's going to be fine. You're right, you're going round.
Keep going that way.
There's no brake on it. There should be like a little, yeah, that's just, I'm really tempted just to spin you now. So, I can get Seth to go and do like a pop and blur thing. That would, sorry, I digress. Where are we? Yeah, let's take a light meter reading. So we could just guess this, eyeball it, and see how it goes. I'm going to get my flash meter and pop this near your chin, pointing my meter at the light. And my meter is going to tell me what aperture matches the light output. So at the moment, the correct exposure would be at the settings that I used. So if you're just joining me, my camera settings, 250th of a second, the flash sync speed for my camera, the Sony A7R5, ISO 200, and f7 would give me the correct exposure. But I want to be at f5.6, that's where I'm working. So I need to reduce the flash power by roughly 2/3 of a stop. So I can do that here on my little Nano. And let's see what we get. Pop that near your chin. Doesn't always work, so I'm going to show you. I mean, it always works, so I thought I'd show you. Okay, so there we go. So I took it down 2/3 of a stop, and it's measured correctly. So I know that the amount of light that's reaching Chloe is the same as my camera has dialed in. So this should be, here we go, a nice little safe and sensible lit portrait. It's not going to be the creative stuff. It's just going to be super safe, super sensible, and there it is. Feels like forever on Lightroom, doesn't it? Okay, so nice lighting. Let's go have a little look. Let's check it's all sharp. Make sure we've got a catch light in Chloe's eyes. Yeah, I mean, the detail is phenomenal. Absolutely gorgeous. And I'd love to tell you that's down to the camera. I mean, that helps. But flash just gives you really crisp detail because it's a very short duration. There's not enough time for you to wobble the camera or for Chloe to move. And remember, no flash, no picture means that the light is freezing the action, the exposure duration. I don't know how long this flash is on for, a few thousandths of a second. Okay, so we can take a couple of pictures. That's nice. We should do some vertical because that's a thing.
Just had a question about your light meter.
Yeah.
So Paul said, did Gavin upgrade his light meter? I thought he had a smaller one.
I do. I have. Hang on. Hang on. I can do this. Entertain them, Chloe, whilst I'm gone. That's enough. It's enough entertainment. I do. I have this one, which is the 308X, which is the one I've used forever, although this is a new one because I think I've had about 3 in 20 years, and I only got a new one because my old one was looking bashed up on the videos. And then I've got this one, which is the 858 it is, and I like this one because I'm getting old, and the print on this one is huge, and this one is small. So this is the one I carry around, and this is the one I use on videos because I don't have to squint at it so much.
So Sonu asked, how far is the subject? That'd be Chloe from the background.
Are they just doing it on purpose? Sonu, is this your first time, or are you doing this for me because I enjoy doing this? I think it's the last one. Okay, I'm gonna measure it for you. For
the background.
That much. Same size as your screen. Top left corner if you're playing bingo. Same size as screen. So it is about 1.5 meters, maybe 5 feet, probably a bit less than that. So not far.
And what lens are you currently using? Because Kim said there's 2 in the description.
Yes, there is. So I'm using the Sony 7, what is it? No, it is the 24-70. 24-70 f2.8, the zoom one. I also have the 85-1.8, which is a very good lens for the money. It's incredible. I don't think we're going to end up using that today because we're already behind where we should be. But you never know. So that works quite nicely, classic lighting. But a single speed light doesn't have to go in somewhere safe. You can start to become a little bit more adventurous. I can get this light and move it around. As long as I keep the distance the same. Chloe, can you reach out for the light? There we go. Use the international standard of 1 Chloe arm length, and you'll keep the light the same distance, more or less. I think I'm slightly further away than 1 standard Chloe arm length.
You saw me moving with it, didn't
Yeah.
you?
I'm also keeping the lower part of the softbox roughly in line with Chloe's head, basically, if I can see Chloe underneath, it's about the right height. That's a sort of rough and ready guide for how high should your softbox be. Okay, so this should be basically the same exposure. And Chloe, being an expert model, knows exactly what to do. Let me pop that onto the screen for you. There we go. She turned towards the light. Chloe, look at me. Let's do this wrong. Okay, and if Chloe doesn't turn towards the light and does what well, most people would do, we'll take that out in the edit. We'll voice that over. So my lips will be saying normal, but underneath it'll be kind of like average, normal, everyday people. That's worse, isn't it? We'll stick with the original. That's fine. So we get the split lighting, and it's only because Chloe looked to the side that we got that. That is the only difference. Experience model, me. Okay? So bear that in mind. Just turn to the light. And we can make it even more dramatic by adding this. So I think this was an optional extra, but it's well worth it. So this is a grid. If you've not come across grids before, now you see Chloe, now you don't. Okay, so these block light off angles. So anything that is off center disappears. It works with Chloe, but it also works with light. If you're in the market for a softbox, any softbox, make sure there is a grid option. Okay, I'm going to push it even further back because we can. Chloe, do you want to just see if you can still reach it? This is just a good way of getting Chloe to spin round, really. Now, I would say Chloe can still reach it, so my exposure will be the same, but of course it won't. I've added a grid, and grids take away about a stop of light. So if I was at 1/16th power before, which I was, I want to be about 1/8th power, and that should give me roughly the right exposure. Say roughly. Okay, putting the grid on pushes the light forwards and blocks it from hitting the background. And you can see how much darker the background became between those two images. Quite a lot darker, which is kind of fun. I like that. We can make it even darker. Yeah, just put a darker background in. Lovely. Here we go. The darker the background you start with, the darker the background's going to appear on your pictures. So basically, very nearly black. But the trouble with that is now we can't really see the back of Chloe. So I've got a second light for my one flash workshop. Yeah, I know. But the second light is a passive light. So active lights are the ones that you control, the flashes effectively. Passive lights are ones that just exist, like this. This is a passive light source. It is a reflector. It's going to bounce light back. So it's still using one light. This really makes a good video, doesn't it? Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot you got different angles. Okay, so I can put this little light here, and it's going to push some light onto the back of Chloe's head. So the silver reflector pushes just a little bit of light onto the back of Chloe. It's kind of there, whether you'll pick that up on yours. Oh, there we go, there's hair there. Hair there? The hair there bunch? That's kind of, no, okay, not that then. Detail's amazing.
So a few people have asked about the gear that you're using, so it's all in the description underneath what you're watching.
Mostly.
Yeah, mostly. Most of it's there.
And if it's not, then Fernando might be on the other end, so you might be able to drop gear links in if you're missing anything.
Yeah. The links are there, so you can go and have a look at Adorama and buy to your heart's content. But finish watching us first.
Okay, whilst you're doing that, I'm going to take a picture that you should take as well. So this is not a final picture, but what this is a learning picture. So I've taken a really wide picture. I'm a big fan of behind the scenes stuff. I think it's very useful when you're sharing on social media, but also very useful when you're trying to learn where your light goes. So I've taken a picture including the reflector. And I've used the white side because I want to see the shadow from Chloe. You wouldn't see it on the silver side, it's just too shiny. But you can see the back of the reflector is getting no light whatsoever. So I need to make sure that my reflector is in that zone. There's no point having it any further back. So it's a very useful way of working out where your light is falling, and then you can work out what angle. Well, that's kind of nice. How's that? Is that? Yeah. What angle? No, you can't return the favour. You want to put your reflector. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. All right, let's do some beauty lighting. So that's a kind of fun thing. I like doing that, but we're also going to do some beauty lighting. Do you want to just hop up for me?
Apparently, everything is in the description. It seems to be in the description. Thank you, Fernando.
Anyone's seen my... Shall I just give you the box? Here we go. Let's give you the comfortable box. Ooh. Have a box. I'm going to pop you straight into the corner. And then I'm going to get a reflector. So I've got this one isn't in the video description. I've got a reflector to go in here that isn't in the video description. I'm not sure the reflector was. So that was the, I think that was missing. I'll try and add that later. Compact Halo Plus, if anyone wants to know what that was from Manfrotto. This is my other reflector. What do you think? Pretty good?
Yeah, really easy to carry around.
Oh, this
takes up no room.
Totally portable, this reflector. It has a lovely mottled pattern, which probably isn't going to show on the live stream, but you know, it has a nice little dappled pattern. It's got a few coffee cup stains. What it hasn't got is any pizza residue, in case Seth is watching, because you can use lots of things as a reflector. Seth loves his pizza boxes, and I'm with him on that one. That sounds good. But in the UK, all our pizza boxes are brown. So, however, this little white table, at a pinch, makes a great reflector. So beauty lighting. Beauty lighting. Let's get this in. Here we go. Beauty lighting is really simple. Beauty lighting is basically light from above for your key light that's almost, if not always, directly in line with your model. Okay, so something like that. One of the nice things about using Speedlights is they're just so light. This whole setup weighs probably less than the knuckle that would normally go at the end of this. It's really lightweight, which means I don't have to worry about a sandbag before anyone puts it in. Anyone mention sandbags yet?
No, but David said is that a competitor to the Brooklyn reflector?
I mean, not really. I mean, I'd rather get a pizza and use the box, and I'd rather go to Brooklyn than you know.
Fernando said pizza residue is patented.
Is it? Yes. No kidding. Okay, so that's pretty much dead center. We'll pop that up there. There you go. Hey, that's a good camera angle. That was excellent, wasn't it? Guess where I'm going to stand? Yeah, it's going to be a lovely angle, that, isn't it? Oh, photographers, they're the worst. Right, let's get a stool. Too old to kneel down. And let's get a camera. So I want to look professional, so I'm going to get my little light meter. Chloe, I'm going to pop this near your chin, pointing the dome at the light I want to meter. There is only one light. And now, because I've taken the grid off and I've moved it super close, it is F11. So if I'm at, question for you, what am I at now? I'm at 1/8 power. I'm at F11. I want to get to F56. What do I need to dial in on my transmitter? 1/8 power, F11. I want to be at F56. What do I need to dial in? That's maths on a Thursday. Okay. Okay, I just had to work that out myself. So let's make sure that works. Close enough. Okay, I'm there. There we go. Just to prove it. I'm not sure covering your face helped, but thank you anyway. I appreciate it. Yeah, okay.
On your face.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. My face. Okay, let's take
Here
a
we
test
go.
photo.
Are you ready for some answers?
I'm going to take a test photo and then wait patiently for this to come in and pop it on there. Go for the answers.
Well,
Hit me.
this is my favourite. Math sucks.
I think we can all agree.
1/64, 132. Yeah, 132, 132. What?
Yeah, I mean 1/64 is correct, but I'd need to push my ISO to 200, so up to 400 because I'm at 200. So they're all right because everything's a balancing act. So I could have left it exactly where it was, but opened up my aperture. I could have left it exactly where it was, but increased my ISO. Those would have consequences for the room light that I'd capture, but I could have done. Got to love photography. No rules, only guidelines. Just stick to them like they were rules. Okay, let's take a few photos. Now there is a bit of a line running through this if I need to include my reflector, which, you know, as it's a table, you kind of would, wouldn't you really? You might want to put maybe something a bit more interesting down there, maybe a wooden surface on the top, but you'd lose the bounce. And I'm getting bounce underneath Chloe's chin. Here we go. Okay, we'll wait for some of those to come in. So that's kind of okay. But we can improve this. We can make this better. Let's make it better. Let's make it better. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that.
So if you haven't already, go and give us a like.
Ooh.
Give us a
Can you get your
thumbs
feet
up. Send
over
us
the
a bit of
bar?
love this way. We've got just over 400.
Just over 400? 400 people watching this load of rubbish.
180 something likes.
Crikey. Thank you. I mean, thank you, not crikey. Thank you. Chloe, they're basically watching you. It's, I can't help but think I'm in the way and slowing things down, but we'll give you a microphone next time. Next time we'll have a model's perspective. It can be from the model's point of view, and the photographer says nothing. I think that would work.
Maths.
You can do the maths.
Forehead GoPro.
Forehead GoPro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
POV model.
POV, yes. That could work. Okay, so I've added the grid in. I've moved it a little bit closer. I could trial and error this, or I could actually take a meter reading. F2.8, 2 stops. I can do 2 stops. We know what 2 stops is.
So Bo said your EXIF data says you've got a shutter speed of 1/200 seconds, but your light meter seems to be at shutter speed 1/250.
I'm at the end of my tether. Hang on. EXIF data might say that, but my camera says that. Okay, so nope, that way up. So definitely down the bottom, 250th of a second. 5, 6. Okay, so yeah, it does, doesn't it? I think that's if you're going to press the button. No, oh no, it doesn't. It also says f2.8, so that's a lot of use. It's a new feature in Lightroom. I get the feeling there may be a little bit of finagling and fine tuning to do. Okay, that's all right. I'm looking at the background, which might be a little bit of a weird thing to suggest. But there we go. I'm just trying to get the angle to come through. I say, there we go. You've got to wait about 10 seconds. I think that's it, actually. Just trying to get the light right on the background. Because if I angle my softbox just right with the grid, I'll have a sort of vignetted edge. I'm going to turn you this way a little bit, Chloe. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty good. So that's getting there. Kind of happy with that, but not so keen on the white. I need something with a bit more bounce. Let's see what we've got. There we go. So, you know it's good when you need gloves. Look at the quality gloves we've got here, straight out of the greenhouse.
Buy one, get one free.
And I'm going to use this as a reflector. Oh my goodness, it's so heavy. This is my new reflector. Fingers. Okay. Brace yourselves. Oh. Sounds good, doesn't it? How did you break the last ones, Gavin? Oh, I don't know. They just fell apart. Okay. So these are floor tiles with fingerprints. Black glossy floor tiles. We've had them for years. They are absolutely banged about, but they'll do the job. Okay. I think I just sat on the microphone. Let me know if it's, no, if it's still okay? Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to move this over here. Over there. And I'm going to put a little bit of a tone in there as well. These images need toning, so let's put a nice little tone in. I put a tone in post-processing, but I sort of dialed in one just to give me a flavour for how this might look. Wait for it. There we go. Ooh, cold. But I'm looking for the sort of symmetry in these pictures. I've gone with this sort of coldish toning. This is on the JPEGs, of course. I'm shooting raw, so I can readjust this. This is just to give me a feel for how this might look. But it has a very cinematic quality to this. Let's do a couple of verticals. And I'm really looking for the symmetry here. But the symmetry is slightly broken by the line at the back, because I don't want that line to come straight out the top of Chloe's head. So you have symmetry in the foreground and that slight break in the background, which is very deliberate. You know, that's not a mistake. I deliberately thought about that. So we're still using just a single speedlight, one small speedlight, but getting creative on how we can use it. Oh, and it's jumped over to Sony's own software. Okay. Is it in focus? Do we get in focus? Oh yes. Absolutely wonderful. Okay, so these have that really, really mean feel. There's probably a way we can shut that down. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. That looks pretty cool. I like that.
Kim said, looks like a new psycho thriller film.
Yeah. Now I could spend literally the next 15 minutes just doing that. I'd be quite happy. It's not really that good, is it, for other people watching? But you can take that basic idea. If you don't have black glossy floor tiles, a mirror. And there was a reason I got them this way and not reversed, because it means I get more foreground into it as well. So these, if you want to know the size, are 60 centimetres square, so 120 by 60, which is 2 foot by 4 foot. Okay, let's get them out of the way safely. Fingers. Okay, and we'll set one last one up. Oh, there we go. Sound effects are optional.
Seems they're not, actually.
Okay, clear the space. Smash in. Okay, so we've done on-camera flash, which was all right. We did off-camera flash with the light strainer. That was pretty cool. We've done off-camera flash with a softbox in beauty lighting. But how big a softbox can you get away with a speedlight? I know. So it's a question. How big can you go? Is there a maximum size you would be comfortable at choosing? If there is, let me know in the comments. What would be the biggest in inches? We'll keep it nice and simple. So we used the, whatever that was, 24-inch softbox. Ready? It's still going. What about that? 42-inch, which, if you like your sizes in meters, is 1 meter and a bit. 105, I think. Surely not. This is never going to work. Not only that, this is a double-skinned softbox, so inside is a diffusing panel, and that diffusing panel is double diffused in the center. So effectively, it's going through 3 layers of fabric. And I'm just using a basic speedlight, just the one. Surely this won't work. Oh, let's find out. Chloe, do you want to just stand in front of it? Anyone put any sizes down? Have we got any?
70 inches.
70 inches? Chaz, you are mad. Yeah, okay. Any more than that? Chaz is the one and only in inches. So I'm going to answer Chaz. Yeah, you're right, Chaz. 70 inches. Yep, it'll work. If you want to go higher than 70 inches, let me know. I don't have a 70-inch softbox. Okay, so let's pop that in there. I'll make sure it's turned on.
Try the 7-foot Westcott umbrella with diffuser.
Yep, that will work. 7 feet, which is quite a few inches. It's not quite 7 foot, their umbrella. It's about 5'6", because they measure the outer arc, not the inner diameter. The answer is every single size is correct, because it's not whether it will fill it, it's how much light you'll get out of it. So even a candle, don't put a candle inside, but even a candle would fill it with light, you wouldn't see very much. So every single softbox size is compatible with a Speedlight. It's just how much usable light will you get? And if your model is only yay far, then from the light source, yeah, you're going to be fine, aren't you? Okay, let's see, what should we do? 1/16 power, when in doubt, 1/16 power. Okay, here we go. Oh, don't have the green weird tint on. Don't show this one. Suddenly there's an advantage to Lightroom.
It came in very fast for once as well.
Oh, that's because it's not on Lightroom. It's jumped out of Lightroom and onto Sony's own software. Okay, wait for it. There you go. Yeah, no problem. So that's 1/16 power, and we filled a 42-inch softbox easily and got lovely, clean, white light. Okay, that works. That's kind of really simple. You can take a little wide picture. I'm going to take a wide shot behind the scenes. And that will give you an idea of how even your light source is. So by taking a wide picture, you can look at the amount of white that you've got coming through. And I think that's pretty good, actually. Whoops, I don't want to be over there. Come on, Lightroom. Read my mind. Do what I think.
Stop blaming Lightroom.
Good workman always blames Lightroom. It's just I'm not used to it. So that is pretty even right up to the edges, a 1/16 power. I can live with that quite happily.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
Not exactly on this topic, but Dee asked, my question is, how big a home studio do you require for a beginner?
Okay.
So that might be quite a nice one to ask everyone that's watching who's got a studio. What sort of size have you got?
I've got a question for the audience as well. Suddenly we've all got questions for the audience. Okay, first of all, if you're still watching and you haven't given it a thumbs up, I mean, if you're not enjoying it, if you click the thumbs up button 3 times, that tells YouTube that you don't like this. Okay, so once if you like it, 3 times if you don't like it. That works, doesn't it? Yeah, that works. Okay, sunglasses. We're going to put some sunglasses on Chloe. I said we're going to put them on. I think you can do it yourself, can't you? Yeah, okay. But I've got a choice of colours. It's hard to see. This one's red or blue, basically red or blue. What would you prefer, red or blue? Red or blue? Red or blue? Okay. Right, whilst they're answering that, let me work out where I'm going to stand. So I'm going to come probably to the side here and just take a little kind of side-on picture. Yes, that's going to be okay. We'll wait for that to come in. Wait very patiently. Quicker, quicker, quicker. There we go. Awesome. So if you saw the cover image for this live session, this is how it's done. I just need to make sure I get the right eye in focus, which is the left eye.
Okay, we've had lots of red or blues.
Yes, what have we got?
Well, Micah said the one in your left hand. I can't find her. But I wasn't.
Where's one?
But which one was in your left hand? We've
Blue
got
one.
red, 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 blue, blue, red,
Right.
blue. It's mostly red.
Mostly red.
Oh, I don't know. There's quite a lot of blue. No, it's mostly red.
Right, okay, look, let's keep everybody happy. Let's do this instead. Okay, well, blue fits
Why
in
not
with...
both?
Why not? Okay, Paul. Let's have Paul as the arbiter of sensible and logic. Okay, Paul, I like your thinking. Okay, so let's see. This is blue. and it fits in with Chloe's top, so you might argue blue is the right choice. Wait for it to come in. There we are, okay. So, you know, you could say that is the obvious choice. I'll take a couple of pictures with blue. Okay, just turn towards me slightly, Chloe. Oh, not too far. Sorry, that's there. That's it. I should move my feet, really.
There's
Okay.
always one, purple.
Well, she wore the red and the blue ones at the same time. And that, okay, the blue fits in with Chloe's outfit, which looks amazing. The outfit.
Well, thank you.
That's it. You're very welcome. Okay, but red. Whoa. Red. We love a bit of red, don't we? Red's kind of cool. So same pictures, but with red. We're not going to get red in both lenses because of the way the glasses work and the way the light's coming through, but we're going to get a splash of red, which is such a good look. And it's not quite red, it's sort of gold and red, and there's all sorts going on there. I wonder if... Oh. Can you spin yourself around the other way, Chloe? Awesome. I wonder at this because it makes a very bad video. If I put the silver umbrella, I can possibly, silver reflector, possibly just fill in a little bit there. It's not perfect, but it's just filling in the shadows slightly. Okay, awesome. Okay, that works. Okay, we've got one more to do. Last setup to go. We can take the sunglasses back. Thank you very much. Okay, so we've used, do you want to just step out the way because this could get fun? We've used a softbox that's oversized for a Speedlight and it worked, but we were sort of cheating, weren't we? I mean, it's not really down to Chloe. I was sort of cheating by getting Chloe right up against it. So let's finish off by seeing if our little tiny Speedlight can work at a distance. So let's make something a bit more interesting. And make it safe. There we go. All good. Tidy up a little bit. Bit of tidying now can save a little bit of Photoshop later. Yeah, grab a chair. I'm going to put you on the third, so you're going to sort of be about, yeah, about there.
Kim asked, are they your glasses?
They are
well,
my
they
glasses.
are, as in he bought them, Kim, but he doesn't wear them that often. Not these days.
I've got a thing about sunglasses. I've got a bag of sunglasses. Yeah, bags and bags of them. Yeah, it's a bit like smoke. They kind of make everything look fun for a bit. One thing to note with a Speedlight, when you have a really large softbox, what you don't have at the back is a counterweight. There's no Explore 600 back here to counterbalance the weight of this. So the second I undid this, if I had my fingers in here, it would, you know, you've got to watch out. So it's great because it doesn't weigh very much, but also there's nothing to stop it tilting backwards quite quickly. Okay, let's pop that up there.
Have you said the name of the background?
No, it is in the video description. It's the Manfrotto Vintage Easy Frame, I think. And I was umming and ahhing about it because there is an olive and a tobacco. I've got the olive and I've got the tobacco, and they look almost identical.
That might be the tobacco.
I think it might be as well. I thought it was the olive this morning, but I think it might be the tobacco.
They're very cool because they give a very different look depending on the light on them.
They do, yeah, and they're also slightly soft, so the printing is almost slightly defocused, so you get a slightly shallower depth of field look. Some backgrounds can be really sharp, which is okay, but I find these, as fabric backgrounds, look really nice.
Oh, apparently it's olive.
Is what?
It's olive.
It's olive.
What do we know?
I think that's because I put it in the description, but honestly, you could get the olive and you could get the tobacco and not really be able to tell. So Manfrotto don't put a little sticker on them. It's kind of like, it needs a sticker on with a name. Okay, so let's take a light meter reading. We could guess. Chloe, I'm going to pop this near your chin. Always check with your model before you reach in. F3.2. Right, we need a lot more light if we're going to hit F5.6. I mean, yes, that's exactly. I was totally confident I'd get that in one. Take my word for it. Okay, F5.6. So in theory, this should be the right exposure. Let's just take a nice little wide shot and I'll pop it on to the Lightroom so we can see it full screen. Here it comes. Okay, so little behind the scenes pictures. Behind the scenes are always useful. Always take behind the scenes pictures. Good for social media, but also good to learn where your lighting is going to go so I can sort of see where the lighting pattern is going. It's going pretty much everywhere. I'm going to put a little bit of a coloured effect on there as well to give me an idea of how this might look. And then I'm going to frame this up. So I've got this little sort of slightly greenish, bluish tone. I'm just losing your elbow out the back. Perfect. Thank you, Chloe. And we need to do a little bit of cloning in post-production, but this is working. This works really nicely. Just look up towards the light for me. Awesome. Do you want to just change position? Just move it around a little bit. We'll do a couple more and then we're done for today. So this brings me to the end of the session. I'm going to keep taking these photos because I'm having a great time. If you've got any questions, this is your final moments to get the questions in. If you haven't got any more questions, thank you very much for coming along. You bring your foot. Oh, you've already done it. There we go. We're going to be live again on Adorama TV very soon. Daniel will be live next week. And of course, we have the Adorama events channel. If you haven't checked that out, there's loads of stuff happening in the event space. And it's often streamed directly on the Adorama events channel. There was food photography there the other day. It looked really good. Cakes. Don't miss those. And we're going to be back in a couple of weeks. Actually, it's about 6 weeks. There's a little bit of a gap. Okay, I should stop there because I could literally keep doing this all day. Fantastic. Let's just have a quick little zoom in. Let's make sure that works. Yeah, again, resolution looks really nice. And these are the color. I've done the color on these, but you don't have to stick with these because these are the JPEGs. If I bring the raw file in, there'd be absolutely no color effects. I like to do this when I think I'm going to do an effect and I want to show the client, but more really I want to show myself, and it just gives you that air of confidence that you're doing roughly the right thing. So there we go. A single Speedlight can do a wide wealth of things, or a wealth of things. Yeah, that. Can do all sorts of things. The only thing that's limiting you is your imagination, and the best way to discover the limits of what a Speedlight can do is discover what the limits are. Find out for yourself. Have a go, push it out. So, if you've enjoyed this, that's great. Give it up for the awesome Chloe. Woo! You'll find her Instagram link in the video description down below, so go check her out, give her a follow. And Freya on the Super Switcher did a wonderful job. Sam on the comments.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for all your questions, answers, little funny things, and a little shout out for Micah and Brad because I see you answering all the questions. Thank you very much. Really, really helpful. And Fernando.
Fernando in the background.
Yeah, in the background. Yeah.
Working hard. Trust me, I've chatted to him before. He is working so hard. Definitely well done, Fernando. Really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come and do this with us. So, and I really appreciate you guys. That's it. I know you want to be on the screen all the time. I really appreciate you guys. So this has been awesome. I'm Gavin Hoey. Thanks for watching.